My name is Ian Mwesiga, and I'm an artist from Uganda, Kampala. To me, this is a groundbreaking exhibition to be part of, and simply because, my work featuring among my contemporaries and, showing with all the other great artists that I've been, seeing while growing up is a landmark in my career. So I think it's a great exhibition for me to be part of. And I think the museum really thought this wise, because I think it's a groundbreaking exhibition, but also it's good that they conceived this idea to make a collection of all these artists, to put them together in a show, to create this amazing exhibition. Yeah. Well, to me, this is simply a mirror of who we are. Self-reflection, putting the gaze back on us and interrogating who we are as a people, and probably having that deeper understanding of, that self-reflection, and bouncing off that to look into the future as a people and who we are. So I think it's a very incredible window in entering into who we are as a people, and how the artists are sort of interrogating with all these subjects to understand who we are as a people, as a collective of human beings living and happening in this world. Yeah. I mean, that's an interesting question, because I have a wide span of, references that I look at. But of course, I'm interested in artists who are really practicing and looking almost at the same gaze with what I look at. And these range from, Black American artists, to mention James Kerry Marshall, and all the other, artists who are really working with almost the same subject matter. But also to say that it's for me, it's a wide span of artists that really are working, and some are really dead, it's a wide span. I wouldn't really say I have a selection of few artists that I look at. It's quite a wide span of artists that I look at, and these range from really Renaissance artists. I mean, it's that wide span. So, yeah. Sure. I think for me, these are records. These are records of our everyday living, what I get to see every day, and the people that surround me, their emotion, their psychological being. And I mean, to me, these are things that I'm interested in looking at, these subjects and how they probably exist in these spaces, beyond really just a mere picture, but how they assume new spaces, new roles into these spaces they get to occupy, eventually. I mean, of course, I can't run away from the fact that the works are super representational of a group of people, their beliefs, their dynamics around them. So it's because I look at all different sorts of things into this work. Sometimes it just spans onto a wider spectrum, And so I just find that my work has so many tangents into the, the psychological state of these figures, and how they probably exist in these spaces and assume new roles. And it's sort of, they are performing new roles into these new spaces they begin to inhabit. Interesting. I mean, as far as really the use of figuration, to me, figuration defines or gives me that entry point into painting as a genre, as a medium, and how that really gives me access at the relational level, especially dealing with human beings, and create that interrelation between the painting eventually and then the people themselves, how that work is received, and how that energy resonates back to the people that gets to see it. So it's sort of like an entry point into how the people and the painting eventually communicate and then create that dialogue between them. So to me, it's a major tool to sort of navigate that dynamic between how humans really look at themselves, and how that eventually, because eventually at the end of the day, the image resonates that energy back to the person who is looking at the picture. Yeah, so for me, it's sort of an entry point into my world of painting as a medium, as a genre, as a language, and how literally how I look at imagery as a means of communicating and simply putting my ideas across. Yeah.